Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Krissy, and we are going over some music things. So that's how you came up with the name?
And I think that was what sparked it for me.
It's just perfect.
To achieve what you want.
Is passion. It'll be pretty much every way.
That's a good question.
Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Krissy, and I'm here to talk all things music, specifically for musicians who want to get started or for musicians who want to keep growing their music. Today, I have an interview with a singer-songwriter who is already putting out her music and growing her music, and she's having a lot of fun while she does it. So, I want to introduce, this is Josephine. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast, and thank you for being one of my first 2 episodes. It means a lot. So I want to get started about you as a musician, and I want to ask you, first of all, the question, how did you become a musician?
So, music has always been an important part of my life. I started on the piano, and my dad was teaching me when I was really little. And then a few years later, I started taking piano lessons, and I would play in recitals, and I improved my piano skills, and that helped me a lot. Like, especially as a quiet person, playing the piano helps me with, like, self-expression and communicating meaningfully to people. And I don't only play the piano. My main focus now is singing, and so when I started singing, I was in several choirs, and then I started taking voice lessons in high school because I wanted to be more of a soloist, and those lessons really brought out my voice, and I learned a lot of different songs, and I started my music account. Actually, my friend encouraged me to start a music account because she had one. So yeah, so I started it, and posting, it used to be like a lot more overwhelming for me. It still is a little bit.
It definitely is.
Yeah, but now instead of like thinking negatively about it, I celebrate the feeling, and I'll be proud of myself that I posted. And yeah, and then the songwriting part. So I've always loved to compose little melodies, and then I do a lot of writing and journaling, and I love to write poetry, so that's how I got into songwriting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that all makes sense now, knowing like your songs and having heard like your style and everything.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that. Also noticed that your handle is, for everyone listening, Josephine Loves Music. Tell us why you love music.
It's just like I feel it in my soul. Like when I'm listening to my favorite music and my favorite songs, it just brings out like so much joy in me. Or it doesn't have to be only joy. It can be, just any kind of emotion. And music does something that words themselves cannot do. When you put something to music, it makes it it's such a amazing experience when you're listening to a song and just really getting into the feeling of it.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. I feel I'm very emotional too. I'm an emotional singer, and so I can definitely relate. Just music has a different way of bringing out something else. For sure, I agree.
Yeah.
So okay, so for your personal experience with music, who are your biggest? I know a couple of them that you've posted about. Who are your biggest musical influences? Your favorite singers?
So right now, I really, really love this artist named Sabrina Sterling, and she's still underground, but she is gradually growing, and I'm just so happy for her. And I just love how like raw and genuine she is with her lyrics, and she has like really vulnerable storytelling, and I really admire that. And because that's really hard to put out something so personal to you. And also she has like such a beautiful voice, and her melodies are really catchy, and I just love her music. Yeah, and there's another girl named Kenzie. So she was actually, some people know her from Dance Moms, but now she makes music. And yeah, and I think our voices sound pretty similar, so I've covered a lot of her songs, and I relate to her music a lot. Yeah.
So then, how would you describe your style of music? You do, like I said, you do different styles. I hear different things. That's really cool. What's your main style?
Yeah, I'm kind of versatile, but my main style is pop, I guess. But I also like to get into R&B and jazz and some folk, like some kind of like softer. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your songs. So first, tell us, you have a new song that you're working on called Famous. Tell us what inspired that.
Yeah. So that song was inspired by a song called Producer Man by Lynn Lapid. And so I was just listening to it a lot, and then I came up with an idea for my song Famous. And so I was working on it with my producer, and when he made the track, he used a lot of similar instruments as in that other song called Producer Man. So it's very inspired by that song, and it's very like upbeat and catchy, and actually those two songs have similar messages as well, because Producer Man is about how um the this girl, she was only 17 years old, but she signed to a record label even though she was so young, and she didn't really know what she was getting herself into. Yeah, and then my song Famous is kind of like a similar topic. Yeah.
And how about I know Fire Sign is another recent one, and that one's very R&B, definitely for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what inspired that one?
So my zodiac sign is Sagittarius, and our element is fire. So, and I've always been like super fascinated by that. Like, oh my gosh, my element is fire. Like, wow, that's so cool. And yeah, so I just decided to write fire sign. Yeah.
Yeah, just going with that like passion and all that, those kind of emotions that come from being a fire sign, which I think is pretty cool, and it's unique, and it's just something like catchy and different. And then I will say this is my favorite one because I really like EDM, even though I know it looks like I do a lot of rock and roll. I do a lot of rock and classic rock and alternative.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my thing, but I really like EDM too. So I really like Up to Me. So tell me how
Thank you.
that one, how did you get that whole vibe? It just sounds like a very like vibey, danceable, really cool song. How did you produce that?
So actually, when I first had the idea, I wasn't even thinking about it being an EDM song, but then I was looking at it with my producer, and we thought that this would be the best way to go, to make it with an EDM backing, and yeah, so we created it, and it's kind of an like EDM song.
and it's about like making
Yeah.
decisions. Tell us about that. I know a lot of people can
Yeah,
relate
like,
to that too.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've always been, like, an indecisive person. I look at, like, two different decisions, like, if I have, like, a lot of different choices, like, if I'm at a store and, like, I'm buying something, or I'm buying, like, food at a restaurant, and sometimes, like, I just want, instead of going with one option, I want to go with, like, both instead of one.
Yeah.
And I just can't choose one. I want to go, like, 2 lanes. Yeah.
It applies to everything, literally.
Yeah.
Like big decisions like college,
Yeah.
and then little decisions like a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Speaking of college, though, I know you just graduated, so congratulations on that.
Yeah. Thank you.
I know it's a big accomplishment. I know college is tough. It's been a little while since
Yeah.
for me, but I know it was tough back then. But yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us, like, how did you balance, like, because for me when I was in college, I had a band, but I wasn't going all out with the music. I wasn't really writing songs. I was kind of jamming out with them here and there and having fun. You're going all out releasing songs. How did you balance going to college and doing music?
So, I mean, when I, like, wasn't doing homework or I wasn't in class, I was just, like, working on music. And a lot of that time, to be honest, would just be me, like, going on Instagram and, like, on my music account and just, like, searching for other musicians and supporting them. That's actually, like, a lot of my time. But, yeah. To be honest, in the past couple of years, I've had less classes than usual. So, yeah, so I had a lot more time to work on my own music. And, yeah, and of course, like, I was taking classes and my homework seriously, but, my music was also a serious thing during the semester.
Yeah, so keeping it as a priority, like, doing good in your classes, but also still, like, I gotta do music.
Do them. Yeah.
So what advice do you have if there's college students right now that want to do music? What advice do you have for them?
Just start, create the account or, just pick up the instrument, and yeah, just be yourself when you're posting on Instagram, and, you have nothing to lose, and it is a very gradual journey, but, at first, not many people are gonna notice you, but gradually, more people will start listening to your stuff. And so, yeah, just, like, stay hopeful and just keep going.
Yeah, it's definitely good advice. Yeah, and just trying to make sure to, if you want to do music, try to make it a priority as much as you can. But trust me, I know going full-time college is hard. It's not, you don't have a lot of time to do other things. But yeah, if you're really passionate and you want to do it, it's obviously possible. She just graduated. So yeah, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. Like you said, you do social media. You just hit recently 5,000 followers, which is really great, being that you're in college and busy and everything. So how did you do this? And talk about, like, how you're supporting other musicians as well.
So I'll talk about the supporting other musicians part first. So I think it's super important because we're all kind of doing the same thing, even though we're all on our own individual roads or on our own journeys, but we're basically, like, doing the same thing and, like, getting our music out there. So I think, like, and it's such a great thing how, like, a lot of other people are also doing music, and we can kind of, like, have each other's backs and, like, just support each other because we understand each other and how hard it can be.
Yeah, we relate for sure.
And just, like, on Instagram, yeah. And when I'm on Instagram, I always try to find other people and start following them and like some of their posts. And then they connect and follow me back in return. And yeah, it's a great way to grow. Yeah. And yeah, that's how I got to 5,000 followers.
So cool. And
I know it's not like, yeah, thank you. It's not like organic growth, which of course that's like, I think especially nowadays it's a lot harder to like gain a lot of followers organically because so many people are posting their music and it makes it more competitive. But yeah, the easier way is just to follow other people.
And you're on
until you gain more followers.
Yeah, you're on Instagram. Are you on any other platforms?
Yes, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried TikTok yet. I don't feel like I have time for it. It's a lot to do. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm less on TikTok, but I do post there. Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep up with the Instagram and YouTube for now. Maybe eventually I'll get there, but yeah, that's good. That's good that you're able to keep all that up. So I know you're releasing songs and you have songs out, and what is like your goal for your music? What do you want to do? Is it songwriting, singing?
Just like get myself out there more and like just keep writing songs and keep releasing songs and just like gain more confidence in my singing because actually I've been so focused on just posting videos that I haven't actually performed in public in a while, so I actually kind of lost that confidence, and it's very different from just like singing on a screen. You want the real experience where you're actually in front of a crowd of people.
Yeah, it's nice.
And so yeah, I'm gonna like try to work towards that again, and maybe even like perform or like do like a little concert somewhere like before the end of this year.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, you'll have to keep us updated and let us know. So I want to close off by just kind of talking about like a lot of musicians that are starting off and trying to grow, or there are a lot of people who haven't started at all and want to become musicians. So what advice do you have for someone who's starting off for the first time?
I would say just start it and just I know like you might be having some thoughts like, oh, I can't do this and it's gonna be too hard, but you really can do it. And if this is the path that you're choosing to be on, just trust yourself, trust that you can do it, and just get creative and post, and really it all comes from within you. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, so if you are just starting off, or if you're watching or listening to this podcast because you're not sure where to start, exactly like she said, you want to just try to get out there, and if you are passionate about it, you'll find a way to get it started and just find time to learn instruments and find time to grow with it and keep working towards it. And all these musicians that I've had on here have different stories. She's balancing college and music and other things, and it's possible. It's very possible to get started and just start slowly, and sometimes you can have 5,000 followers as well. So if you want to follow for her Instagram, Josephine Loves Music. And then your YouTube as well? Or?
Yes, it's just my first and last name, Josephine Phillips.
Okay.
Yeah.
And TikTok.
And my TikTok is Josephine Makes Music.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want to give her a follow and support her, and she's going to keep bringing us some awesome music, different genres. If you like, a variety of like pop music, you're going to like her music, and you can check her music out. Her new song, Famous. And yeah, so I want to thank everybody who's tuned in today. And please keep tuning in for more episodes. I'll be talking with lots of musicians from different areas, different countries, different genres, and just getting their stories on how they started. So once again, thank you, Josephine, for joining